Most actors give you what the director asked for. Ryan Gosling gives you what nobody asked for, and somehow it's always better. Over the last decade, this man has become physically incapable of getting through an interview, a red carpet, or even an awards show without turning it into the best 3 minutes of everyone's day. Today we're going deep on exactly why, and trust me, once you see it, you can't unsee it. Here's what separates Ryan Gosling from literally every other A-lister on the planet. Most celebrities show up to interviews with a publicist-approved version of themselves, a list of safe topics, approved anecdotes, and a personality that's been sanded down to zero sharp edges. Ryan Gosling apparently missed that memo.
Imagined, what's his name?
Ryan. It's Ryan.
Jeez, I thought it was Brian all this. Ryan. Okay,
It's not Brian Gosling.
Sorry.
He shows up as himself, a Canadian kid who grew up selling cellophane out of his parents' basement, whose uncle pretended to be Elvis, and who once spent 2 weeks hiding an illegal dog on a film set. He's not performing relatability. He is the bit, and the people around him can feel it, which is why nobody around him can hold it together either.
I have to admit something.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I didn't try the suit on before I came out. And I realized that it's so tight. No.
Let's start with a man who committed the most charismatic wardrobe malfunction in late-night history. Picture this, you're Ryan Gosling. You've just been cast as Ken in what will become one of the biggest films of the decade. You walk out onto a late-night stage, and then mid-walk you realize something has gone very wrong.
It's wildly inappropriate. I feel like I'm going steady with these pants.
I feel like I'm going steady with these pants. The man just described being in a committed romantic relationship with his own trousers, live, on television. No hesitation, no apology. And the audience lost it, not because it was a scripted bit, not because his team had workshopped that joke, but because that's just how his brain works. Under pressure, while physically uncomfortable in front of millions of people, Ryan Gosling's instinct is to say the funniest possible thing, and that's what we're dealing with for the next 17 minutes. Now, some people come into Ryan Gosling's orbit and enhance his chaos. Russell Crowe is one of the rivalry like a real divorce, and somehow that makes it funnier. Here's a sentence I never expected to say. Ryan Gosling got punched in the face by Harrison Ford, and the way he describes it is the greatest 3-minute story in late-night history.
Pushed me out of the way and just stuck his hand in the X. And he said, I forgive you.
While filming Blade Runner 2049, there was a fight scene. Real contact was made, and Ryan, God bless him, decided to describe it with the poetic detail of a man who had clearly replayed the moment in his head thousands of times.
He got me.
Oh, he punched you?
Yeah.
So he connected with what, your cheek or your nose or what?
My face.
Well,
He described a punch as coming over the horizon like a ship. He compared Harrison Ford's fist to a comet entering the atmosphere.
They start around the shoulder, but Harrison reaches so far back that there's a point where you think, is he getting something?
He said Ford was using the strength of his forefathers. This is a man who was hit and used it as an opportunity to be more reverent about the person who hit him.
Comes into the horizon, you think, oh, he's not gonna punch me, he's throwing a baseball. And then it gets closer and it comes into focus and you're like, no, he's turning his fist into a hammer.
That's not just funny, that's a personality disorder I want more of in my life. And the best part, during that same interview, Ryan knitted a sweater on set to apologize. The two are apparently fine. Now here's the thing about Ryan Gosling that makes all of this land differently than when other celebrities are funny. The humor is never mean, it's never punching down. Because underneath the bits, the man is clearly just a really devoted dad and partner who happens to be famous. And the stories about his kids, almost too good.
Standing in front of the Mona Lisa and she turns around and she goes, this museum?
But his absolute crown jewel as a parent is the Louvre story. His daughter, who inherited every single one of his comedy instincts, visited the Louvre in Paris. She stood in front of the Mona Lisa, one of the most visited and celebrated paintings in human history, looked her father dead in the eye, and delivered a verdict so brutally honest that it became one of his most told stories.
And then the real power move is sometimes she'll turn around and she'll just go. The thumbs down, walk away.
His daughter looked at the Mona Lisa and called it bad. Not my vibe, not I'm bored. She gave a full critique to a Da Vinci. This is 5-year-old energy wrapped in the confidence of a seasoned art critic. Ryan Gosling did not teach her that. She arrived like that. He's just the lucky one who got to find out. And notice, he told this story with complete pride, because of course he did.
My youngest has a real power move where she'll like, here's an example. We got to work in France, and so we went to the Louvre, and we saw, you know, Winged Victory, we saw Venus de Milo, and we're standing in front of the Mona Lisa, and she turns around and she goes, "This museum?" And I said, I said, why?
Yeah.
And she went, because it is not good.
Yeah, NG.
And then the real
NG,
power
man.
move is sometimes she'll turn around and she'll just go. the
I'm
thumbs
taking that
down,
move.
walk away.
Walk away. Oh, that's fantastic move.
It's like Roman emperor level.
The most consistent theory about Ryan Gosling's comedy is that it's autobiographical. He doesn't invent material, he just has a life that includes an uncle who came home one day bedazzling a sequin jumpsuit and invited a local child to become his head of personal security. Let that sentence land for a second.
Ryan, you do have a connection. I've got a weird intro.
Yeah, that's right.
So he... So, was your uncle living with you?
Yes.
Did you walk in?
Bedazzling a sequin white jumpsuit, and he said that, and you know, would I like to help? And what do you need me to do? So I became his head of security. And he got my whole family in on the act. My mother was a backup singer, and...
His uncle genuinely performed as Elvis for a while. Ryan was head of security.
His mom was a backup singer. His family just committed. No questions asked. That's a family that understands everything about who Ryan Gosling turned out to be.
Honestly, it was one of the greatest performances I've ever seen. No, I mean, what I admired about what he was doing was that he looked nothing like Elvis, you know? And he didn't attempt to. He had a mustache and very little hair. And, but my God, he just became him. And, you know, he would end every show with Suspicious Minds. And he would get on his knees, and often with tears in his eyes, he would sing to some imaginary woman and beg her not to leave. And we were transported from this mall in my small town in Ontario to that. I imagine it was a kitchen, and she was trying to leave, and we were just in that moment every night, and it was incredible, and honestly one of the best like acting lessons I ever had.
Yeah.
But if the uncle story is peak childhood, the dog story is peak adult Ryan. And speaking of dogs, we can't leave out George. His longtime companion George, who Ryan describes as a dog who felt being a dog was beneath him. George would not sit on command. He required persuasion. He once sat himself down at a stranger's table at a restaurant, looked around, and apparently decided that was the life he deserved. George is, and I mean this, aspirational energy. Alright, we're in the final stretch and we need to talk about the SNL monologue. Ryan Gosling was mid-monologue, giving what appeared to be a serious, philosophical speech about the meaning of human existence when Harry Styles walked on stage. And rather than staying in character, Ryan Gosling did what Ryan Gosling always does. He followed the funnier instinct.
What are you doing here, man? Well, I'm hosting next week, and it's been a while. It's been a while, so I just wanted to watch, get a feel for it. Yeah, that's so professional. That's awesome. You were here, I just wish someone would have told me.
And if you thought the Russell Crowe dynamic was peak co-presenter chemistry, you haven't seen him with Brad Pitt. At yet another awards show, Ryan showed up thinking he was presenting solo, only to discover Brad had been added without telling him. His reaction was surgical. There's something really specific about why Ryan Gosling is so watchable in these moments. It's not that he's trying to be funny, it's that he genuinely seems to find the world funny. The suit, the punch, the dog, the uncle, the daughter at the Louvre. None of it is crafted. It's just a guy with an unusually good eye for the absurd and an unusually low barrier to sharing it. And in a world where celebrity feels increasingly managed and packaged, that kind of authenticity is rare. It's why we can't stop watching him. It's why nobody around him can stop laughing. If you made it this far, first of all, thank you. Second, there's a full Ryan Gosling and Emily Blunt rivalry compilation in the works, plus deep dives on his Conan appearances and his full SNL run. Subscribe so you don't miss those. And if you laughed even once, drop a comment with your favorite moment from this video. Genuinely curious which bit lands the hardest.